I talk to myself a lot, and most of the time it don't be in the right areas where I could start recording and make a video about it. But and I don't know, maybe schizo, who knows? But shoot, it's really just like like I don't even remember how I started out, but basically I was just talking about believing in yourself, and like it don't matter what the situation is, right? People are delusional, right? So if somebody's delusional and they thinking, oh, I was thinking about dancing. So if somebody think that they can't dance, because really how it started off was I seen one of my friends and he over there busting a move, I know that he like seeing me dance and stuff, so he probably started dancing too, trying to bust a move or whatever. I don't think somebody in the comments said anything bad for real, but I was just thinking about it because it's just like, I know, and actually I was talking to one of my other friends yesterday, and it's just like they feel like they can't dance, but it's just like I was at that point where I couldn't bust a move, you feel me? But and then people would say that I couldn't bust a move, so guess what? I stopped busting moves. But just because somebody said that don't mean that I couldn't. It didn't mean that I couldn't get better. It didn't mean that it just, you know what I'm saying? So like when it comes down to stuff like that, if I was to see one of my homies, I'm not gonna discourage them. I'm not gonna say, nah, you can't dance. No, I'm gonna sit there and be like, yeah, go on, like bust it, bro. I'm gonna hype you up. I don't care how bad you're doing. I don't care how good you're doing. I'm going to hype you up because I was there before. Just like a rich person ain't gonna knock somebody down for trying to get rich too. A rich person or a person who succeeded in something ain't gonna knock somebody down for trying to get to their point. Like maybe if they start getting envious, they will, but overall, you're not gonna knock somebody for trying something that you did before. You're not gonna knock somebody for getting to, or maybe not trying, because some people knock people just for trying because they couldn't do it. But if somebody's successful, they not gonna knock somebody else because they couldn't do it. And some people who didn't get successful with it, they still might knock you down, might not knock you down because they probably just had faults. But they still encourage other people because they got love for it. You feel me? So it's really like believing in yourself. It's just like sometimes you gotta make yourself delusional to say that I can, I will, I am, this, that, and the third, like, and not in no arrogant way, but enough where it's you got the confidence because I me personally, like every way that I'll say anything, I was in that point of both sides. So if I see somebody who think that they all the glorious looking, the best looking, make their face, honestly, that probably is some type of insecurity. So, but to me, I just don't like when people be overconfident or arrogant with their looks, because it's just like you're not really all that. But in the same spec, I felt like I wasn't even always all that. And even to this day, somebody might think that I look the greatest. Somebody might think I'm not looking the greatest. Some days I might feel like I look the greatest. Some days I might feel like I'm not looking the greatest. Like, it don't really matter. Everything comes from within. But personally, I feel like you shouldn't be arrogant with how you are presenting yourself or how you go about it, or to flaunt yourself into just to make yourself like all that. So that's just me personally. But when I see other people like that, it's like you're not really all that. Like a lot of people, to me, aren't all that. But we're not talking about that because still, there's ways of doing it. Like if you say you can't dance, then okay. Does that mean you not gonna try? Like you can still try to dance. You might not be the greatest at it, but you can get there. You feel me? Looks is kind of different. Like you look funny. You just looking funny. Like you hit. Like you can't do much about it. You can, but you can't change it. You can't change ugly. And that's more so. That's not even really like a look thing. Like me saying something like that, somebody could look at me and be like, "Oh, I don't like that was a turn off. Like you ugly." I don't even know how to say it, mentally kind of thing, but it's just like I'm just speaking what I feel. Like I'm not gonna. I can't say that I'm not gonna say sorry for how I say stuff, but at the same time, I can't sugarcoat everything. But if it came down to a person in general, I might sugarcoat it a little bit. I might not say nothing because if you don't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. So that's what I'd be like. If I can't say somebody look nice, then I'm just not gonna say it. But yeah, believing in yourself. Look, this was a shirt. On my shirt saying believe in yourself. Anyway, because I keep getting back off topic. But yeah, if you feel like you can't dance or you feel like you can't do something, just do it. Do it until you feel like, or do it until you are at that point, because there's nobody stopping you except for you. You're the only person in your head who can tell you you're not this, you're not that, you're not this, you're not that. Like I said before, even if I was looking at myself and I feel like I look the best, somebody else could sit there and say that I look horrible. Like, okay, just like me, if I was to say somebody look horrible or ugly, that person might look ugly to me. That don't mean that they don't look ugly. I mean, nice to the next person. That don't mean that somebody else finds some beauty. Beauty is within. It don't matter. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. It don't matter. My opinion don't matter at that point. But I just don't like when you're arrogant with it or like flaunting with it. But again, it don't matter. What I say don't matter, because what do they feel? What are they feeling like? What are the people around them supporting them with? It's about support sometimes too. If you can't do it for yourself, your support system is supposed to do it for you. If somebody's around you and they not supporting you, if somebody's around you and they not hyping you up, if somebody's not around you and trying to better you in those way of supporting or hyping, they are not for you. Those are not people that you should be around. The people that are putting little hints in their messages, those are bad people. Like, I'm gonna keep it a buck, but I'm not gonna drop you at the same time. Like, okay, wait, hold on. I'm gonna keep it a buck, but I'm not gonna try and drop you too much. I just want you to be level-headed with it. You know how, if y'all watch LeVar Ball and how he raised LaMelo, everybody used to say all this stuff, and I ain't never really watched none of that stuff, but just watching the videos as it is, it's like, it's the humility in it. Like, to boost your ego, but to keep you level-headed with it, where you're not going overboard. Because then when you got ego in on top of like whatever you're doing, that's when it's like, okay. Because then when you fail, then what? Then what? What happens to your ego? Your ego gets hurt. So if your ego is getting hurt from the beginning, but I'm still raising you up, how's your ego gonna get hurt when somebody else says it? You can't get hurt, but at the same time, you're gonna be humble enough to know that, okay, well, shoot, it happens. It is what it is. Like, you feel me? So if I was to say that you busted a move, this is a good example. I might give you some type of criticism. I don't know, constructive criticism. That's the word. So if you hitting a move or whatever, and I'm like, okay, you hitting that thing, but you should hit it a little more on. Slow it down, give it a little more thing. You stiff, you this, that, you third. Like, I'm saying what you're doing, but I'm trying to help you out so that it could look a little more, you know what I'm saying, a little more flowy. But that's if I know what I'm doing. That's if I already got that move down a little better. If you like the way that I'm doing it, I'm going to show you how to do it too. I'm going to tell you where you're messing up at. I'm going to tell you that you looking a little hit. If you want to perceive that I'm saying that your moves is trash, you perceive it as whatever, because everything is you. So if you want to perceive it a certain way, you perceive it a certain way. That doesn't take away from the message of what I was trying to help you with. That doesn't take away from how I was trying to mold it so that you could lock in to the nice set. If you feel like that's just how you want to move, then okay. That's you. So when the next person comes and says it's not it, or the next person comes and say that's not right, and then your ego's hurt because too many people saying it, don't say nothing to me. Don't feel no type of way. Don't get mad. Don't stop. And some people might not stop, but they might do it arrogantly. I don't know where I was going with this. But basically, believe in yourself. If you feel like you could do something, do it. If you feel like you aren't good at something, keep trying. If you feel like you've been knocked down 99 times, get up 100 times. It don't matter. Get up 200 times. It don't matter. Get to 250. It don't matter. Get up 300 times. It don't matter. Everything is how you want to perceive it. Everything is how you go about it. Another thing I was thinking about was like, even when people was to talk about somebody talking black or somebody talking white, you don't talk a color, bro. That's not a thing. There's ghetto, there's rural areas, there's this, that, and the third areas. Like if I was to look at, because I think I was watching Eminem earlier, and I don't know the dude that was interviewing him, but he was saying that he was talking black, and you know, this was the 1990s. You know, everything changes over times, but at that time, like, you know how stuff was. It is what it is. And that's how it was then. You can't change nothing about the past, but it was what it was. But even to now, like, if somebody was to say something about me, like, it depends on who I'm talking to. Right now I'm making the videos. This is just how I talk regular. This is my regular voice. This is how I regularly talk. But if I go around other people, I might change up my accent. That's just how I talk. I'm just adaptable. But yeah, you cannot talk a color. You can talk a demeanor. You could talk a environment. You could talk those type of things. I don't know about demeanor. I don't think that's the right word. But you could talk an environment, basically, because you are a product of your environment. So if Mexican, white, black, Indian, Jew, not Jewish, I don't know. That's not a race. I don't know anything about them. That don't count. But you know, any nationality, if anybody wants to be in a hood area, in a ghetto area, a ran down area, and they talk with slang, they talk with I don't know the other cryptic meanings, whatever, I don't know the other word. But if they talk like that, they're not talking black, they're talking ghetto, they're talking slurs. I mean, not slurs. Freak, bro, I can't talk. The hell, what do I know? They're talking you know, environment wise. And it's like that's not a race. But even if they was in those ran down lower income areas and they're talking that way, a rich white see, look at me, I'm doing that same crap. A rich person, white, black, Indian, black, I said black, I don't know that many races. Whatever rich color they are, it don't matter. Color don't matter. It's about what's inside. Don't matter. But rich person, they could look at them people and they could say, why are you talking black? Even a black person, Uncle Ruckus, you ain't never seen Uncle Ruckus? Anyway, a black person be looking at another black person or a white person, not a black person, because I don't think they would say that to them. They could, but a white person. Or, okay, this is how it would go. A black person would talk to a white person that's in one of those lower income areas, and they say, why are you talking black? You're not black. You are at the same level as them because you're ignorant. And then if they're trying to tell you and you're like, no, you're just talking black, you're ignorant. You're being ignorant because that's not how that works. That's not a color. That's a lifestyle type thing. That's a area. That's just that. It's not a freaking, like, of course everybody can change. If you're in one of those areas, you can try and look to start trying to change your ways, but it's not easy. Like, that's where you grew up, that's how you are, that's where you're from. And sometimes you could change from where you're from, but it's not always that easy. Like I said, I'm adaptable. So if I get around people in that area, I'm gonna talk like that. If I get around certain people in this area, I might talk like this. If I get around certain people, I might talk a little different. That's just how it is. You're adaptable. And that's how we are as people. And then if somebody down here was to see, if it was a black person down here and they saw another black person up there and they're talking all proper, they'd be like, why are you talking white? It's not white. It's called proper. It's proper English. Correct grammar. Or they don't even gotta be English. I don't know what other languages sound like. I don't know. Maybe look wise. Maybe they look proper instead of, dressing a certain format or whatever, or the other vice versa. But basically, if it's a black person with another black person who's higher up, they might say, why are you moving like that? Why are you acting like that? Why are you act so white when really it's proper? Why are you acting fancy? Like, stuff like that. But, again, that's just ignorance. It don't matter. You could be ignorant at the top. You could be ignorant at the bottom. Your ignorance comes from within because you don't want to learn how to better yourself and do better. Once you know better, you do better. But it's just like, everybody's people at the end of the day, and it don't matter what you I don't want to say it don't matter what you think, because it matters what you think, because when it comes to yourself and sometimes with others, because your first impression is a certain impression, but you don't have to do stuff to an extent. It's kind of hard to explain everything. You know, most of my videos will probably start tying in a little better on this one. You know, right now we're just kind of trying to figure it out. Well, yeah, it's just like that. Like, people are people. Try your hardest. Don't let nobody tell you nothing. And don't be ignorant. Like don't let nobody tell you nothing. But at the same time, take heed of what people say. Don't close off your mind because you don't like what's coming out of somebody's mouth. Don't close off your ears because you don't like the way that they talking to you. But at the same time, like, you can't change everybody. You can only change you. So I could tell you how to do that, but you know, I could tell somebody else not to talk to you in that format, you know, or in that way, and they might say, that's just how I talk. Okay, change it. You just don't want to change. So sometimes you can't look at everybody else as a problem. You gotta look at how you react to their problem, to that problem, because there's always a cause, but there's always an effect. So if that cause wants to make your effect happen, it's just gonna double up the effects, and two wrongs don't make a right. So somebody got to be the bigger person. I know firsthand. I know being the bigger person gets irritating. I know being the bigger person is a lot of work. I know being the bigger person is exhausting and tiring. But who usually goes further? The bigger person or the smaller person? Because there's always bigger. There's always somebody bigger than you. But yeah, that's all I want to say. Peace out.